So
I want 2.5% now. Of your 2.5%.
Yeah.
We're all getting percentage if you get this
I
done.
don't think he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Campoli, and we have another very special episode today. So I'd like to welcome you all, and today we have Hooman from the agency. He is the managing director?
Yes.
Managing director of the agency. The agency is a really, really cool brand that stems from LA, and these guys are just blowing it up here in Toronto. So I'd love to welcome you here, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here.
Let's get into a little bit about who Hooman is, some of the areas you service, how long you've been in the industry, give the audience a little bit of background.
Sure. Thank you, guys. So originally I was in the field of finance, and I used to finance constructions in Ontario. And with that comes the understanding of land feasibility study, cost of constructions, because you're giving money away, right? So what these builders do with the money, where the money goes. So you had to be very precise in where the money is being spent. So I started learning about construction. So learn construction inside out. I originally have an engineering background. It wasn't that difficult. So I picked it up fast. And then it got to the point that we were meeting with builders, either single detached homes, on many occasions, multi-residential units, and later on the game, condo builders. And we mastered the art of feasibility study. So we're sitting with the builder, he's asking X amount of money, and we say, yes, that's right, or no, you're inflating 10, 15, 20% where the money goes. So from that perspective, I also mastered the art of real estate related to these financings. And I was working with a very well-known broker back then, and he asked me to join the real estate world because we were making a lot of recommendations and referrals. And at one point he said, Hooman, if you actually join the game, you can probably make more money than you're making in the field of finance. And I did. So I got my license. I joined his team. We had a great run. And later on, I want to fly solo. And I joined Harvey Callis, one of the top real estate brokers in Toronto. Had a great run at Harvey Callis. And about a year and a half ago, my buddy Peter Turkin calls me one night. He goes, I just landed from Los Angeles, signed the contract with the agency, and are you in? Let's start something new together. I said, you had me at hello. So that's how it started.
Very good. I don't say hello anymore. I just say hi. Would that work too, if I said hi to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can say, you already said hi, didn't you?
Did I have you at the handshake today?
You did. We hugged and kissed.
I love that. That was good. So how long have you been in the industry?
Officially since 2009.
Okay. Very good. So you come, that's
12 years.
Very nice. You come a long way.
Yeah. But before then, we did some land deals, but it was always referral. We managed the deal and we left it with the broker to close the deal.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so I want to get into the agency now.
Sure.
A lot of people see the shows like $1 Million Listing, Los Angeles, or I think, what is that? Like the housewife show?
Yes.
And I think
the Real Housewives of Los Angeles.
I think Maurizio is kind of in there, right?
Miss Kyle Richards, yes.
Yeah, so you see like all this glamour behind this brand, and now it's come to Toronto. So I've known about it from those shows and just Instagram, and it's just a big brand in LA. So it's very cool to bring that brand here, and you have such a really cool position. So let's talk about the agency a bit.
Sure.
And why is it so special?
Very good question. Agency is bigger than being a brokerage. Agency is a culture.
Mm-hmm.
Agency is an attitude. When you work with another brokerage, you're just a realtor. There's no collaboration. Often you don't know who else works at your office. You guys compete against each other out there. At the agency, if you hire one of us, you hire all of us. So we have a great sense of collaboration, and besides being a very successful real estate company globally, especially North America. By the way, we just opened 3 offices in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's cool.
Hong Kong and in Paris, which
Oh,
I
wow.
would love to go after the restrictions. So we are expanding rapidly, and so the philosophy is very interesting and deep. We strongly believe in collaborations. We are a collaborative company, and also bigger than the real estate company, or equally as big as a real estate company, we are a marketing company. We are a marketing machine. We have
Yep.
our own PR segments and marketing segments, which are very strong. Last year, we had more PRs than former President Donald Trump. We had about 2,700 PRs in Architectural Digest, Wall Street Journals, Variety, you name it. So very strong in that sense.
And that's important nowadays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The world of real estate is changing. It's no longer a local matter. You know, we have clients that they call us from Middle East and they want to invest in Canada. And once they're in Canada, because we have offices all around the world, we make a referral, let's say to Turks and Caicos, they make a transaction over there, and another family member wants to get to Arizona. So we can cover it all. We have a very wide range of products and services across North America and hopefully soon across globe.
Which is amazing service to offer.
Correct.
Because you're just a one-stop shop.
Yes, well, when you work, let's say at the comparative level, which let's name one of the competitors, Sotheby's International, there's not much of a collaboration. You literally have to either pick up the phone and go through a directory. We are all interconnected. We have a system called Connect. Surprisingly, it's an internal matter, and we are all on Connect. So we can message each other around the world. Doesn't
Very
matter
cool.
which office you belong to or who you work with, and then we get connected easily within seconds, and more often we see each other.
Yeah.
So we are very familiar with what each other do, other specialties and expertise, so we make referrals.
Yeah. I noticed on your website too, the agency website, when you go to team, it's everybody.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where, what location. Because I thought it was, I'm like, okay, cool, let's see who the Toronto team is. And then I see all these different area codes and different locations.
That's right.
And different cities. I said, oh, this is cool, because everyone just kind of put together as one.
Correct.
I've never seen that before, so that's very cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's an interesting concept because when originally Billy Rose and Maurice Umansky, they came up with the idea of having something different, that they had to define different. So as I said, it's a culture, it's an attitude, and we are very proud as who we are and where we're going.
Yeah. You guys have a very good reputation so far.
Thank you.
So tell us about the no assholes rule.
Love it. Love it. So we have about 10 rules that we practice literally every day. And rule number 1 is no assholes. No assholes is not about, you know, when you define the word, it's a very deep and vast subject. It's about the attitude that you bring to the table every day. It's not about, you know, you just be nice to a realtor or you do a nice deal. You know, when you leave your house, when even at the house, the attitude, the energy that you spread around, you know, how you treat others, it's a mindset, you know, and it starts with yourself. You know, we believe deeply within that you start the rule of no assholes with yourself, and then you continue with the society, even if it's work, your parents, your families, your kids, your friends. So it's an attitude beyond the definition.
Yeah.
And we love it. We practice it every day. As a matter of fact, I want to wear my No Assholes t-shirts today. I wasn't sure the vibe of the show.
Oh, it'd been perfect.
And then I promise if I have the pleasure of being here another time, I promise I'm going to wear it.
We'll do a no assholes version, and I won't wear a suit either. Okay.
You look fabulous.
Thank
you
you.
look fantastic. You know,
Appreciate it.
and thank you for suiting up for me. If I had known, I would have put my suit on, my wedding suit.
Well, bring me a no assholes. Bring me a no assholes shirt, and we'll wear it together.
I'll bring you a gift. No problem.
So speaking of clothing, the agency definitely carries a different vibe. A lot more casual, chill, laid back, but yet still very luxurious at the same time.
Correct.
Right. So how do you guys pull that off?
Okay. So interesting subject. When you come out to the industry and you want to make a name for yourself, obviously the shell and how you present yourself is important, but also more importantly, it's what you carry and what's, you don't hire my license, let's say. You hire my brain, you hire my expertise, you hire my knowledge. So we can function more and function better when we are more relaxed and more comfortable and more chill. I mean, imagine in a 38 degree or when you're in Los Angeles or in Arizona or anywhere that it's hot. Imagine you put a suit on and this and that, and then you keep sweating, and basically it's a more chill environment.
Yeah.
You know, if you want me to suit up and have no knowledge of real estate, I suggest you call someone else. But if you see me with a T-shirt, I guarantee you we can make an impact, especially if it's the field of real estate.
Yeah, I agree fully. Like when I first started, I was suits all the time. Then I slowly started to just go, maybe like a long sleeve.
Don't get me wrong, we still wear suits. What I'm
yeah,
saying,
of course.
Blazers, depending on occasion.
Yeah.
But even after COVID, we learned this, I guess, in an unexpected way, that it's all about efficiency and productivity. You see companies that they never believed that people can work from home, or the sick day was a forbidden day, or your eyebrows are going up. But now you see people are working from home, they're in their shorts and T-shirts, but they're far more efficient. Within the industry, obviously you have to present yourself well. I'm not suggesting that agents show up at the showings or when they're representing a $10 million, $20 million properties, etc. It doesn't matter what the number is, the price point is. But you have to have certain level of sophistication, but not too stuffed up and too much tied up. And
just don't be an asshole. That's it.
Right.
Just don't be an asshole.
Correct.
You got that? You got that, guys? Don't be an asshole. So you mentioned to me you're a residential specialist?
Yes.
Designation?
So I, many years ago, I invested in myself, and I start going up through the ladder in terms of learning more about my own field to be able to cater better.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, God bless Toronto Real Estate Board, we have about north of 70,000 agents.
Yeah.
And we are all competing for the same thing. We are all knock on the same door. All the advertising are the same. So how can you differentiate yourself?
Yeah.
And with that comes an area of expertise that you have to also upscale and upgrade your knowledge. And I started learning about my own field, about what I can offer above and beyond others. And I have a few designations under my belt, one that I'm very proud of, and I'm very kind of happy that I pursued it. I'm a residential specialist certified by National Association of Realtors. CRS designation. I think not too long ago I was the only one in Canada. I'm not sure if there's another CRS designee in Canada. And my mentor and instructor was the president of NAR, Mr. Ron Phibbs.
Very cool.
Very proud to attend in this class.
Yeah, that's very cool, especially if you're the only one. Right off the bat, you set yourself apart.
Well, it's not something that you can apply for. It comes with certain requirements and criterias, and then they ask you for documentations. You have to send them proof that you have done A, B, C, D, 10 years in the field, etc. And prerequisitions. One of the prerequisitions was to be a certified international property specialist, which I got that designation prior to CRS.
Yeah.
It's considered to be the highest credentials in the world of real estate. I highly recommend to realtors out there to, bring their games up.
And get some designations?
Well, there are many, depending on which field you're active in, there are really good designations out there, ABR, SRS, CIPS, RENE, real estate negotiations, and etc. It's not enough just to get the license and be active in the field. You want to bring your game up.
Very true. So now, for anyone out there looking to, so you're managing director, right? I'm
the managing director of the agency development group. So within the agency, we have a very specific team that we are specialized in residential development. So we do land developments, land assemblies for multi-residentials, condo high-rises, residential and commercial, and I manage that.
Amazing. So for someone that maybe wants to get to that level, what are some tips? So let's say a realtor starting out, maybe ultimately they want to be managing director of whatever, any type of division, but just kind of that role in a brokerage. What are some tips for them to
understanding of the field. I mean, if you want to be the best soccer player, you have to understand the game both from the physical perspective and from the technical perspective and tactical perspective. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Anything you do in any field, you need the knowledge and you need the expertise, right?
Yep.
So you have to equip yourself with the knowledge, utilize that knowledge in the field. In this particular field of development, you have to understand land.
Yes.
Land is extremely important, and also construction. So we deal with a lot of builders that they rely on our expert advice. I supply consultations, and I provide consultations to some institutions that, when they receive our reports, they rely on that in order to make a move on acquisitions of a land, or even going further with the project. Because if the project doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yep.
And 2 + 2 is always 4. It's never 5.
Yeah.
So our approach is logically with expertise, and that's what the field is all about.
Yeah, very cool. That's very high level too. So it's a lot of respect for that.
Thank you.
Good job. I want to get into, we spoke a little bit yesterday about how you coached a lot of the agents in your office, specifically on mindset and the importance of that, whether it's mindset, whether it's a spiritual approach in the real estate game, not just the fundamentals, right? So how important is mindset in real estate for a realtor?
First of all, real estate should be a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take
Can
it
you say that again?
seriously. A full-time job.
Can we put that in capitals? Full time.
Even if you practice another profession, you have to put your heart and soul in what you do.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Full-time. You can always have another hobby or another passion, but you have to put that enough time and energy in order to be able to cater to the need of your clientele, right? You can't just say, I'm only available Monday and Tuesday, and if you want to see a property or research on Wednesday, I'm not available.
Yeah.
So my coaching and my training, I strongly believe 2 things by sharing grows. It's love and knowledge. It's one of my principles in life, and I believe the more you share your love and your knowledge, the tree grows. And as part of that principle, I practice every day, especially as much as I can. I mean, time is limited for us, and we have only 24 hours a day. I also have to care to the family. I have 2 kids at home, and wife, and etc. But the agents that they're coming to us and the agents that we're working together, I have an obligation as the team leader and as a friend to share my knowledge and help them to grow. I take that very seriously, because if it took me 10 years or whatever years to get where I am, perhaps I can help them to get there faster.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, of course. So what are some good habits to develop mentally in real estate?
Discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. So if you go through the lifestyle and the practice of, doesn't matter where the agents belong to, any companies or any geographical location, it always comes to certain points. And if you kind of investigate or actually go in depth in what they do, it's all the same. But they go through those points religiously. They have a very strict program. If they door knock, they door knock every day. They make the calls every day. They do the marketings, what they do every day. They connect with their clients. They do research. So it's not that they open the MLS or they sit in front of a computer like once a month and then waiting for the call to come through. No, they religiously follow those points. And that's the secret to their success. And I had the pleasure of working with a few top brokers in the past, and it's all the same. They follow the same points every day. So I highly recommend people who want to get into this game, take it very seriously, build up your knowledge, and practice, be disciplined. Otherwise, it just becomes a hobby.
Yeah, I could not agree more. What would a day in the life of Hooman look like, and from a mindset perspective, like some of your habits?
I love to wake up early. My wife wakes up very early in the morning, and she's my role model.
Okay, cool.
She has 2 children to cater to. She's the CEO of a very successful design and construction and architecture firm. She still helps me on the real estate side. She takes care of all the needs of the family, and still she, makes it through the day with checking all her, tasks in the book. So I wake up early in the morning, follow my role model to look good, and basically the day starts with meditation, and I eat well as much as I can, because when I hit the road, I have less time to eat and more time on clientele and the job. And basically phone calls starts, meetings with my partner Peter Turkan. Every morning we talk, and we see what the game plan for that day is, connecting with the team, and basically go to the list, whatever points that we have to connect that day.
Amazing. And you feel like this has kind of brought you to where you are, these habits?
Correct.
Good.
Correct.
Cool.
Also planning. When you plan something, you envision your end game. And what I recommend to others is that don't think about the challenges in between. If you want to climb Mount Everest, you set that goal in your mind and you want to get there. If you start thinking about what kind of shoes I have to buy, I have to work out, I need to buy oxygen tank and all this stuff, you're going to get paralyzed. You start thinking about the end game, think about that is the point that I want to get. And along the way, it requires patience, it requires sacrifices, but you're going to get there. But you have to go through that program. The end game matters, so we focus on the end game. And then whatever in between, we do our best. And at the end of the day, if you do your best every day, you go to bed knowing that you have done your best, there's no regret, and also you're going to get results, guaranteed.
I love that. That speaks to me, because I'm the exact same way. I have one particular goal everywhere in my condo, written on little stickies, and I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I just know I will. Just take it day by day, and I do my best, give my best daily, and little by little things are starting to unfold, right? But I just know I'm getting there.
That's the secret to progress, right? If you plan it, if you see the end game and working whatever in between, you're going to get there.
Yeah.
And if you don't, at least you know why. You never say, if I had done that.
Yeah.
What if? I hate that.
Yeah.
That doesn't let me sleep. I have to do my best, and if I fail, I fail. I learn. I don't believe in losing. I either win or I learn.
Yep.
That's the game. There's no losing.
Yep. Agreed.
That's it.
And even if
that's the mindset.
If your end game is like really right up here and you just come right under, still a lot of
Interesting you said that, Matt. Interesting you said that. It's important not to set the bar so high, because if then it becomes unachievable. Achieving a goal, it's very satisfactory. It also brings self-confidence.
Yes.
I can't be an NBA player, right? I'm not 6'9" or 7'2". So setting that goal, how many Antonio spot webs, I'm not sure if you remember Atlanta Hawks, he was 5'5" and he used to dunk with two hands.
Yeah.
Right, but there's only one Antonio spot. I think there was something wrong with his calves. He could jump.
Maybe
right?
it springs in them.
Maybe. But other than that, you have to set your goals, and you have to set the bar to the certain level that you can achieve a little higher. So once you achieve it, you feel good about it.
Yes.
And then you can go higher and higher.
Yes. It's good to reward yourself along the way. It is.
Correct.
Definitely.
Correct. And self-satisfaction.
It is, definitely. I'm going to get into, we had a couple fan questions.
Love it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
One we already asked you before the podcast. We don't have to ask that again.
That one is going to cause you trouble.
Yeah, that one we're not going to ask. But so this one here, you kind of answered in the beginning, but if you want to sum it up again,
sure.
Maybe this is just a straight question. What got you into real estate?
The passion.
Okay.
Even when I got into financing constructions, I had this passion for real estate, but it started from financing. Before I forget, I never work. I love what I do.
Yes, please tell us this.
Yeah,
I like this a
love
lot.
what I do, and every day it's such a fun thing for me. I wake up in the morning, I'm excited. Half day you call me, I'm somewhere probably either having a meeting or smoking a cigar. During the meeting, and outdoor when the team comes, I always ask them, let's go outside and have a cigar, cold or warm and hot. And so I never work.
Yeah.
So that makes my job extraordinary.
Yes.
I feel very blessed and lucky. I love what I do, and I have passion for what I do. So from that perspective, I always want to be a successful realtor. I had options of being active in different fields, and I have different backgrounds. An original engineer by trade. I have the background in field of finance in my early stages of life. When I came to Canada during the 90s and early up to 2004, I was a trust and treasury officer with 2 major law firms in Canada.
Wow.
I've worked with 3 premiers of Ontario, David Pearson, Bob Ray, and Mike Harris. So, and from Bay Street, when I came to work for myself as a financier in field of construction, it was the passion for real estate that got me there. I want to do something in that field and start. And I'm glad I started from there because it gave me a lot of good background. When I got to the field, I was already at the level that I could compete. I didn't come just bare.
Yeah. Very cool. So you've done a lot.
Oh, well, you remember the end
Love it.
game? You
Yeah.
see the end game
Yeah.
and you work hard.
Exactly.
I mean, life is too short, right?
Exactly.
You don't know when the last day is.
That's very
so
true.
until you run fast.
Live every day like it's your last.
Every day.
Every day.
Every
Love
day
it.
is, yes, is a present.
So the next question, how will technology impact the real estate industry moving forward?
Dramatically. About 4 or 5 years ago, as part of a group of a panel at NAR, we were presented by a realtor from US about the benefits of social media. If I tell you back then I didn't take it seriously, you know, and I'm not afraid of saying it, it's embarrassing because it was unknown.
Yeah.
It was an unknown subject. And this guy was talking about the algorithm and how the Facebook changes the algorithm, and then Instagram this and Instagram that. I was like, what this guy is talking about? Like, we got so much designations and so many things that we have done in the field that how the social media is going to impact us. But now you see how the impact is these days and the impact of technology. I say the more companies invest in technology, advanced technology, and the more the realtors invest individually in this particular subject, the more successful they become.
Yeah.
It has become an integral part of the field.
Yes. Especially as of late. Now whoever got in that game, let's say 5 years ago, and really started to push it, are really reaping the rewards
well,
now.
we see the results, right?
Yes.
We see the ones that, you know, the few that they got early in the game, they have surpassed to the point that, you know, they're like really running the show at the very top. But again, it's never too late. Another thing I want to suggest, if I may, to whoever is listening out there and have passion for real estate, is that never compare yourself to anybody.
Huge.
Each and every of us and you guys are special in the sense that we have our own character and we have our own capabilities. When I wake up in the morning, I don't compare myself with anybody. I compare myself with myself.
Yeah.
I look at what I've done yesterday, what I have to do tomorrow and today, and I just try to make it better and better to the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
The moment you start comparing yourself to others, oh, this broker did that many deals, that broker that many deals, and this guy is making this much money. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's about how much money you make, because it's a you know, commission-based field. But don't compare yourself to anybody. Just focus on your own game.
Yeah.
Perfect your own game. Look at Japanese. You know, Japanese. This guy in that, you know, mount somewhere in the furthest deep in Japan, you know, he perfects the art of making soy sauce. It's not about the money. It's about, he could have probably done something else and made more money. But they want to perfect that trade.
Yeah.
It's the honor, it's the integrity.
Yes.
So focus on that, perfect your game, and, you know, be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
The moment you start comparing yourself with others, that's when you lose your game.
I cannot agree more. A lot of people just get too caught up in that, and it creates like this barrier for them mentally, and that causes anxiety, and then they start to, you know,
oh my
freak
God, yes,
out.
it's completely throw you off your game.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to just focus on your own game, and the fact that, you know, it's all about you,
And the belief.
and yes, and your mindset. Remember the end game.
Yep.
Focus on that. That's
Exactly.
all that matters.
Exactly. Amazing. So at the end of each episode, I like to pick all my guests' brain on market prediction. You know, the famous question on where do you think the market is headed, at least for the next year.
Sure.
Maybe even since we're nearing fall now, 2021, maybe even to end of 2022. Where do you see real estate market as a whole in the GTA specifically? Where do you see it headed?
Sure. So in order to answer that question, you have to understand the impacts of different factors that they're actually positively or negatively and directly or indirectly affecting the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually in a normal market, in when the world is quiet and there's nothing going on, rates, you know, demand, etc., they affect the market. But now we have immigration impact, we have COVID impact, we have border issues impact, rates, low rate impact. There are so many factors that they affect the market nowadays that it has become a complex matter, like a cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, when you do plus minus, I see a prosperity cycle, not even a golden cycle. I see a platinum cycle coming.
Oh, wow.
The reason being is that, well, I've seen a few cycles in my own practice, but the reason I predict the platinum cycle is because Canada is one of the best places in the world to live in.
Yeah.
You know, by far, I've been around the world. It's one of the best countries in the world. Best people, best, you know, we have literally the best of the best. And that has made a global kind of impact. And especially during the COVID and the way that, you know, Canada has survived and positively moving forward in all aspects of the society. And, you know, I know the challenges, but overall, many people from overseas, they want to come to Canada. You know, either social issues or political issues or whatever issues around the world, they want to come and live here. Where do they want to live? They have to live in Toronto, Vancouver, big cities. There's not many left to offer. So they have to start building. And the cost of construction has gone up. The prices have gone up. So there's a huge demand coming.
Yep.
We're not talking about 10,000, 20,000. Even the government policy is to bring north of 350,000 in a 4-year program, over 1.2 million people to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they want to live?
Major cities.
So food and shelter, main needs,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you put food aside, shelter. So, and these people are coming mainly with money. That is going to push the real estate market to the next level. Toronto is a world-class city, and it's one of the nicest cities that you can live in. Very, very sociable people, very interesting, dynamic, and we are getting up there.
Yep.
And with all the policies in place, I believe and I strongly promote among clientele to move to Canada. You know, we have a lot to offer, and that by itself is going to push the market on a higher side.
I agree.
I'm
Very
glad
good points. Very
I'm
good
glad.
points. We have to. No, and as an investor myself, you know, all we want is positives, but every single point you've mentioned is literally what I tell my clients too.
Good.
So, cannot agree more.
Also, if I may just quickly brush on the subject, we also, as part of our connections with top developers, I hear from the internal communications that we have that they have green lights from the government to expand all these permits. You know, you see a city like Innisfil.
Mm-hmm.
It was featured on BBC as one of the best cities in the world. They're building futuristic trains and city centers and by the water.
Mm-hmm.
And that report by itself made the prices double in Innisfil. You could buy a waterfront property for $700,000. You're lucky you can find anything for over $2 million now in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
And with the proper infrastructure in terms of transportation, a GO train, you can get from Innisfil to Toronto in 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That it takes me longer to get to Toronto from where I live than Innisfil. So
no, it's true. I'm very bullish on Innisfil too.
Lovely. Well, other areas like Brampton, Mississauga, you name it, Ajax.
Everywhere.
Doesn't matter. Depending on where you work and where you want to be, we have something to offer.
Yes, exactly. So just another little prediction, but on the brokerage level, where do you see, how do you see brokerages operating and maybe their vibe moving forward? Do you think they're going to change? Do you think they're going to adapt? Like the agency has a very cool vibe, very much in the future, I'd say. Do you think people might follow suit? Other brokerages?
See, the thing is that with the new age and new day and new technology comes new vision, right? And people who adopt to that vision, they're going to win. They're going to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, in 1910, if you were driving in the streets of London, you would have seen carriages and etc. Right? It doesn't mean that because, you know, a car came, you still keep your carriage. You know, you see Ford introduce cars in the streets and other brands. You know, you have to adapt.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's a good analogy, but
No,
what I'm
it
trying
is.
to say is that if you keep that old-fashioned, the old carriage that you had to commute or to transport, and you don't get to the next level, you're gonna stay behind.
Yeah.
So you have to adopt the new technology. You have to adopt the new vision in order to win. And some brokers do invest, and some don't. It's simply as, you know, if you don't, then you're gonna stay behind.
Yeah.
And that's why you see more. We get so many phone calls nowadays. People want to join. We are a boutique firm.
Yes.
Our mandate is not to grow and become all-you-can-eat restaurant. You know, we'd rather be a 3-star Michelin kind of a restaurant and cater white glove service to, you know, to the community.
Which is very cool.
To be, you know, we want to cater proper services.
Yep.
We don't want to have so many that we cannot cater.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes, I believe that if they adopt the new technology and the new vision, they can win. But they have to.
Yeah.
It cannot be the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Agreed.
The industry is changing.
Yeah. Very fast. Very fast.
Rapidly, yes.
Well, Hooman, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You shared a ton of value for everyone watching. We have a lot of new agents who always tune in because they always want to learn. So I think
So lovely.
they learned a lot
Thank
right
you.
now. So there you go, guys. And for people who just fell in love with you, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram as much as I can, and just my first and last name, Hooman Aliary. My email is very easy. It's actually attached to my Instagram account. They can call me, they can email me, they can DM me on Instagram. I'm always available, and especially remember that principle. I like to share knowledge. If you have any questions, call me. If you need coaching, call me. If you need, you know, help, call me. And I love to hear from you guys.
Amazing. We're
Make the tree grows.
gonna throw all your links below so everyone can find you, nice and easy.
Thank you.
And we'll definitely look forward to another chat in the future
Absolutely.
with the No Assholes T-shirt. Look forward
That's
to
a
that
promise, and I'll bring one for you.
Perfect.
Espresso and cigar and no assholes.
Yes.
What can go wrong?
Cigars No Assholes special segment.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure. And to everyone out there, again, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much.
Peace out.